美国年轻人最近吹起了一股安静离职 （quiet quitting） 的风潮。不过，他们并不是真的默默的东西收一收，从此不来公司了，而是他们拒绝加班，也不求升迁，只做好分内的工作。简单来讲，就是拿多少钱做多少事 ，act your wage。如果今天你老板只给你一串香蕉，那你就只要拿出猴子的表现就好了。I quit。这股风潮呢，透过了 TikTok 上面的 Quiet Quitting， 还有 Act Your Wage 这些 hashtag 这些标签，在推波助澜，在 Z 世代引起了广大的回响，甚至也敲醒了许多的80后和90后的工作狂，让他们扪心自问：我每天这么拼，值得吗？不过同时，当然也有经济学家跟人资顾问都提出警告说，其实像安静离职这样子消极的工作态度，对整体经济跟对个人职涯都是有害的。
人还在职，还领薪水，但不加班，不求升迁，不再对工作具有使命感跟责任心，这就是安静离职。
Quiet quitting is referring to a situation where employees are making a choice to not necessarily go above and beyond what they're being asked to do.
2022年盖洛普的研究显示，美国疫情后的安静离职人口高达50%。员工的投入程度更是10年来首度倒退撸。
Disengagement, not being engaged, that's affecting the productivity. Mentally, they're just not there, and they really aren't giving it their all anymore.
I talk to thousands of leaders per year, all the way from your supervisor all the way up to your C-suite CEOs. And I will tell you that they are bothered by this trend.
2021年从中国吹起的躺平潮，到2022年 TikTok 兴起的安静离职，疫后时代的年轻人对工作生活的平衡有了新的见解。
Does anybody want to work anymore?
Like working overtime? No thanks. Late night emails? Ignore those.
The world is changing and the way of work is changing. Even people saying, I'm not going back to the office. And if I do, I'm definitely quiet quitting. People are so burnt out. We've just gone through and are still going through a pandemic. We are recognizing that life can be so fleeting and so short, and we want to spend it doing something we love.
COVID was the ultimate reset. COVID was that moment where people started to ask a bigger question. What do I want for my life? Do I want to continue working the way that I have? Do I also want to be able to enjoy my family? Do I also want to be able to enjoy my life?
奋斗文化曾是创业圈的金条，特斯拉、Tesla、网飞、Netflix 等科技巨头都曾盛行生活即工作、工作即生活的企业文化，但如今新生代的年轻人却试图拿回主动权，翻转这股风气。
When it comes to hustle culture and quiet quitting, we're seeing from Gen Zers especially that they're really focused on ensuring that they have that work-life balance and really mission-driven purpose when it comes to work, and we see this across millennials as well.
People are being more honest about the fact that they just don't want to give beyond the 40 hours of work that they normally would give because they're tired.
It is almost direct resistance and disruption of hustle culture, honestly, and I think it's exciting that more people are doing it.
Even though it's millennials and Gen Zers who are actively talking about it on social media, quiet quitting has been happening amongst Gen Xers, which I'm part of the Gen Xers, for the better part of 2 to 3 years.
走过新冠疫情，美国面临史上最严重的生产力倒退，全美的就业市场和经济活动都被剧烈影响。
Something like 40% of workers are now saying they plan to change jobs this year.
许多人甚至不止安静离职，而是直接成为大辞职潮的一员。
Trying to retain people, but they're really running scared.
We do think that quiet quitting is part of the Great Resignation story, so it fits into the general story of having a high level of quits over the past year and a half, and certainly a very tight labor market. And in that type of a labor market, it makes a lot of sense that workers may not be willing to work as hard as they have in the past because it's very easy to get alternative employment.
但是这样的心态同时也掀起反对声浪，企业主、分析师、经济学家纷纷提出批评与警告。
People that shut down their laptop at 5 want that balance in life, want to go to the soccer game, 9 to 5 only. They don't work for me, I can tell you that.
Well, the risk if you're a quiet quitter is that the economy would slow and you could find yourself in a situation where you're in a job where you haven't been given the most effort that you can, and it puts you at a disadvantage in terms of moving forward at that job.
It speaks one of two things. One, we have employees who are doing their job, but they're not going above and beyond. Two, what have we done as an organization to these employees to make them feel like they can't give their best effort?
And in reality, you have to treat your workers with dignity, respect, and give them the rights and whatever they need to be productive.
面临资方的缺工困境，劳工团体把握机会，争取更好的劳动条件，企业罕见成为劳资市场中弱势的一方。
Employers are still finding it difficult to hire workers, and so they're trying to attract workers with higher compensation or new benefits or more flexible working arrangements, which don't necessarily show up in the wage data.
劳工追求工作和个人生活的平衡，雇主也得在追求利润跟人才管理之间找到方法，创造劳资双赢。
In this environment, the prospect of higher wages is bringing in more workers into the labor market, finally, after a slow recovery.
I think that it can be happening all over the place, and the more we stay engaged and connected and share our purpose, the less of an issue disengagement will be, and then hopefully the quiet quitting term will start fading to the background, and we'll see both employees being productive and well engaged and employers being very successful.